friends. What do I have here? Well, let me tell you a story. The lighting's going to be a little weird because it shines really bright on here on the top of the box and you can't see anything. So we're going to do an unboxing of this Tuscany brand pull down kitchen faucet. It is the Brook collection. And it is for 3-hole 8-inch. And it fits 1 or 3 kitchen sinks. So allegedly this will fit. And when I say 3-hole, see if I can. Oh. Yeah, this is all impromptu. How do I get this bigger so you can see the bottom? I don't think it's going to let me. So, and this is very tight. This is all the space I have. But if I can possibly turn it, you can see when it says 3-hole, it has this little base right here. Whereas a lot of people, a lot of the modern and more expensive faucets are single hole and they don't have this base. Our sink is old. I do not believe that our faucet is old. Whoever put it in, it just was super ass cheap. It's not even made of metal, we discovered. It is made of plastic. My son accidentally hit it with a metal skillet and literally cracked right here. So every time you turn the water on, it squirts everywhere and it's getting very bad. So let me reposition this. Must need to correct my focus in. My goodness. Okay. And you can see all the crap that I have on the side here. Well, that's an interesting view. I didn't know that it would get that side. Holy smokes. We're just going to edit that out. Okay. Okay. So this is what it looks like. And this has the pull down, what do they call this? Faucet? Yeah, pull down faucet. Obviously, I call that the faucet. This is just the sprayer nozzle. But this is where the crack is on ours, which is so weird. And it's almost completely around now. And so it's time to replace it. And it makes a mess everywhere. Oh, good to see it has a lifetime warranty. Well, let's open this package. I got this at Menards, which in my part of the country is a big box hardware store, lumber store. So here's what's inside the box. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this. Hello. Okay, so this is, I don't know what they call this. I believe there are instructions in here. I can tell you exactly what the name of that part is. I hope. So, it says B. Deck plate. There you go. This is a deck plate. And we chose to go with the nickel, brushed nickel. So we're going to open this up right here. Possibly. Yeah, okay. So if you can see the finish of this, it's brushed nickel. It's still shiny. There we go. Put that back there. So we're going to remove Well, let's start with what's under here. All right. This is going to be the faucet. Oh, it's all connected. Interesting. Okay. So, I don't think we need this in here anymore. So, let's take the plastic off. Now, I don't know any other way to do this because I have this apparatus that holds my camera. You saw me try to zoom in and out, which I'm not good at, obviously, to give you a better view of what's going on. So I'll be standing up and sitting down. So here is the faucet itself. Just making sure that it sounds metal. And it is the single on and off, hot, cold, hot, cold. And then, don't think I should do this, but you get the idea. And don't crack it here because it'll spray everywhere. And we'll find out how this works. I'm thinking spray. Interesting. We'll find out. I haven't looked at it yet, so. All right, so I am going to look at the instructions because even though I know how to do this, I don't know exactly what the names of things are called. So there's supposed to be a gasket. It has a gasket. This is good. This right here is going to be the hardest part for me to fix the sink because we already have one of these. It is loose, but these instructions say, if you'll notice right here, the instructions say that you need silicone. Okay? Silicone sealant. So you don't I guess you would glue this gasket to the actual sink. And that concerns me because if the other one is glued, not sure just yet how to break that seal other than scraping and scratching my sink. I need to look up to see if I can use like an acetone or kind of like a Goo Gone type of thing to get that sealant off. Kind of like caulk, I'm thinking this might be. Now, it doesn't provide this, so I purchased just regular kitchen sealant. So I hope that's good. We'll look in here. Okay, so this actually connects to the water that comes out under the, oh Lord have mercy. Okay, I am going to look at the instructions. Like I said, I know how to do it, I just don't know how to explain it. So, there you go. There's all the pieces. That's where they all go. There you go. Great. I'm glad that's all there. Actually, if you don't have problems, this is actually a quite simple process. So let's go over this real quick. So under your sink, you have your water lines, okay, which is, this is for cold. It has the blue, which represents cold water, and the hot, same kind of a connector, but it has red. So here's your hot water and your cold water. But first you have to turn off your water main. Fortunately, under my sink, it is under the sink. I don't have to go into the basement if I don't want to. And I have to disconnect or turn this off, turn the water off, and then disconnect the current 2 water lines so that these can be added. Okay, now this is saying to remove any dirt or plumber's putty, which is very similar to sealant, the silicone sealant. So that's what this is saying, is clean the area off. Note, it does not tell you how to get the old one off. So that's going to be the tough part, like I said. And then we are going to install the deck plate, which is right there. The gasket is C, and B is the metal part. Okay. And it doesn't say how to do that either. So it just says to install without optional deck plate, which we're not going to do because we have the 3 holes. We have the 3 holes, not just the one. So I'm assuming, I'm positive I should say, that this is what gets glued, the deck plate. Gasket is what gets glued to the sink, and then this just fits on. And then you have to make sure that you secure the faucet as tight as you can so that this doesn't spin around or wiggle like ours is doing. Okay, let's put that to the side. Then the next step is oh look, right here, to apply the deck plate. I didn't read far enough along. Like I said, I haven't looked at the instructions yet. But it's telling you to apply a thin bead of silicone to the underside of the putty plate. Okay, I'm calling it a gasket. That's what you call things when you fix cars. Place the putty plate, C, and the deck plate, B, over the sink holes, aligning the hole in putty plate and deck plate with the center sink hole. Carefully insert the water supply connectors. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. I'll wait as long as I can to get it tacky and let it seize up there. And then what we do is we take all these lines, all of these, okay, and you stick them through the hole in the deck plate. Now remember, they're all connected to this, so I think it's going to take myself and my son. I'm good at this, but I'm very short, so someone's going to have to be on the bottom, someone's going to have to be on the top to in the sink to hold this in spot. Anyway, so you're going to stick this in to the hole on the deck plate, all these cords. What is this one? Oh, this is, okay, duh. So you're connecting the water. When you get this through, you're going to connect the water, and this connects to here. It just can't be connected to go through, I guess. The hole is too small. So there are other parts. Okay, so then it tells us to connect all the faucets together. My issue is this really heavy thing. This is a weight. Let's get that out so you can see the weird stuff that goes with this. And then this thing is plastic. It kind of looks metal. It's got like a metal banding here. Okay. This officially is called rubber washer, metal washer. This is the weight here. This is the quick install nut. I would never have guessed that's what it calls, but it makes sense. So after you put this into the sink hole, you're going to put these 3 parts into now these are already in the hole. So these have to go this way through all this. Okay, so this will be connected right here. Okay, so here's an example. I hope you can see that. So it will be connected like this. Oh, goodness. Okay, so here's the top of the sink, and this is how it will connect. They're washers, so they will tighten around this threaded middle piece, the connector right there. So it will look, do you see that there's a washer right here? See this washer right here? Called an O-ring maybe, or a washer. So this will go up, and this will go into this hole, and that's going to seal from the top. And then after you get that sealed right there, this goes all the way around through those to this point, which causes a seal on the bottom. And then, of course, you have to stick this part in there, screw it around with your channel locks or your multi pliers. And then this will screw and it will tighten this situation here. That is provided that everything else has worked out for you. Now this is a weight. This is an interesting thing. Remember how this goes. I have never seen one this bulky. This comes off. You can see it separates. And you put this on the black one. The black one, if you recall, is the water supply hose to this here. That's what this is. Okay. This you will put through here. You gotta open it, which unfortunately I can't do because of my nails. They look good, but they're useless, the nails. So this is gonna go around this hose, and you have to find the balance under your sink. This has an indication, attach weights. Maybe it will fit there, but it all depends if you have any other kind of plumbing things down there, like a garbage disposal, or we have really messed up plumbing. The only thing that we can put under our sink is our recycling bin. So once I get down there on the floor and I'm ready to put this weight on, I will have to determine if it's going to be, like here or here, whatever. But it'll be in this general area. And this weight is what keeps this from pulling this out and just making it hang like this. It'll just hang. You need the weight to keep the tension on this tubing so that it doesn't hang like that. Quite honestly, that's all there is to it, provided you do not have line buildup or rusted bolts on there, which is making the current system, whatever that is under there, very difficult to remove. If that's the case, you're going to need to soak the crud off and see if it's lime buildup, which we have a lot of lime in our water. We can make a soak with vinegar and baking soda, and then you put it in a baggie. This is a little tip. If you have hard water, use vinegar and baking soda. So then you put it in a baggie and make it so it fits around the bolts, the nuts, whatever form it is in, because I don't think all sinks have that thing. Older sinks have different kind of weights on them. And let it sit for a while, and it will break up that lime buildup. And you can use an old toothbrush, or we have a looks like a toothbrush, but it's for cleaning. We can use that. And of course, you know, if you haven't changed out your equipment for a while, there could actually be rust. So that you would use PB Blast or WD-40. Anyway, so then let's just go back to this. So now you have your faucet in, and you have your weights on it. You excuse me. You have your rubber washer. Where's that? Rubber washer, your metal washer, and your quick install mountain nut. Okay. And then, like I said, you want to press it firmly against the underside of the sink and turn to tighten. Do not over tighten. Now, we learned this lesson when my son and I did the bathroom sink a couple months ago in November. I originally over tightened it and it made it leak. Okay, so then it's telling us how we're going to put the weight mechanism in there. And it says slide into the spray nozzle. Slide it onto the spray nozzle, which we know already is the black cord, and until it is positioned at the desired location. Squeeze the weight together. First, we have to get it apart, and turn the locking mechanism to secure the weight. Okay, locking mechanism. I think this is the locking mechanism. Okay. Anyway, so then what we will do is we will plug it in, the black to the black, which is over here, and then connect the new water hoses to the hot and cold water faucets. I don't know what you call them. Water lines, like right here in the picture. You can read the instructions if you wish to, but we've already done this step. We put this in. We've already ran the hoses through. Oh my goodness. The quick install mounting nut. Man, it's hard to remember that. And then we're going to connect the hot, which I believe hot is left, right is cold. And then look. Before turning the water on, we remove the hand sprayer from the spray hose on the faucet body to flush the water lines. Okay, so this screws off. Interesting to know. This actually screws off right here. So the instructions are telling us to remove this, yikes, and then turn the water on and flush all this out, which makes sense because when you turn off water, you almost always end up with air in the lines. If you ever have had your water shut off for any reason, you'll know that when you turn it on, it goes psh, psh, psh. So what we want to do is flush all this, flush the lines that are coming from the wall, which go to the basement, which goes to the water heater and stuff in the basement. So it also could be a problem that if it stays turned off for a while, you might get just crud in it. Unfortunately, when you have city water, you have lime buildup, and this might just knock it off the pipes on the inside of the water system. So you might get crud in there, which needs to be forced out through that hole. And you don't want to have this on because look, there's no place for crud to go. Little chunks of lime buildup or whatever. So it has to be off. The pressure is going to wash through the whole system, shoot any debris or whatever through here. The water pressure is going to stabilize, just be like it is every day. And then you can reinstall this. There you go. I don't think I'm going to put it on because I'm going to end up taking it off when it gets installed. Okay. At this point in time, you should have good water pressure, and it should be working just fine, right? This is all going to work out fine. This is allegedly an hour job. I can tell you, putting a new plug in the plumbing in the bathroom was not an hour job, even though it should have been. It took a very long time. We literally got to the point where we were so frustrated with it, we brushed our teeth in the kitchen sink until one day we figured out what we were doing wrong, and it had to do with a missing washer, which honestly, I don't even remember. We had to go buy one. It wasn't in the kit. So, and then we put it together. Actually, my son put it together because I had said, forget it. I'm going to brush my teeth in the kitchen sink forever because I'm tired of this. And he did it literally in 10 minutes. So if you follow Dark Fox 29, give him a call out for being a good plumber, for fixing the bathroom sink. Well, I hope that this was not necessarily an educational video, but an interesting difference to what I normally have on my channel. If possible, we might even take pictures or give you an update once we start this project. But it needs to be done very soon because the current faucet is literally spraying all over the place, gets your hands wet, it gets your clothes wet, it sprays up on the counter and hits the toaster. It is done. Oh, look, I accidentally bumped into my light and it looks really nice. I'm sorry I didn't figure that out at the beginning of this video. 27 and 21 seconds later, I figure out where to put the light. I hope you never have to do stuff like this, to be your own home builder, your own plumber, your own car mechanic. You even have to be a tree removal guy, which if you follow Dark Fox, you would know that we had 2 massive trees fall, one in the back and then a couple weeks later one in the front because of the weather here. And he single-handedly cut that massive tree down into pieces this big that would fit in our fire pit until he got to the ones that are like this big. And we have, I don't know, 5 or 6 of those sitting in the back. And he did it with a handsaw. So he is a go-getter. Go give him kudos on his Dark Fox 29 gaming page. And either he or I will update you when we get this job done. I want to thank you for staying and watching this crazy unboxing. Not what I usually do, I know. I'm hoping to be more spontaneous at times, introduce new things to the channel, and I hope that this was something that you enjoyed watching. With that being said, please like, please subscribe, and definitely put comments. It helps the algorithm, as you know. We want to throw more into the feeds of people who do not know who I am and who might be interested in joining our community. I hope you all have a very good evening because it is 4:40 currently where I'm at. So whatever time it is where you're at, I wish you a good night, and I hope to see you in our next video. Thank you. See you later.